Welcome back to Big Nick's Meats and Treats. Today we're going to do a treat. Been doing a lot of barbecue lately, got a lot of big games coming up, playoffs are coming up, and when you're doing a lot of barbecue for your friends, you always want that special treat at the end. So today we're going to do homemade banana pudding. You don't really need anything special that you might not have in your pantry other than maybe vanilla wafers. If you don't have vanilla wafers in your pantry, you're going to want to get some. So let's get into it. The recipe I'm showing you today is a double batch. So everything I tell you today, if you want to do a single batch, just cut it in half, okay? So again, this is a double batch recipe. I started off with 1 cup of sugar in a saucepan. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take 6 tablespoons of flour and pour that in there. 1 teaspoon of table salt. And then I'm going to whisk that all together with the sugar, get that mixed up good. There's no heat on the stove right now. I'm just mixing that up a little bit, okay? The next thing I did is I took 6 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs and put them in a bowl. When you separate the eggs, save the whites because you're going to need them later for meringue. So again, I have 6 egg yolks and 2 whole eggs in here right now. And I'm going to put that in there. Again, there's no heat on the stove. And I'm mixing that in with the dry ingredients. Just get that all mixed up real good before we get the heat going. This is so good. We made this recently and it was so good I just needed to make another batch. And it's just that perfect kind of dessert when you're doing barbecue and stuff that just goes perfect with barbecue. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take 4 cups of whole milk and put that in there. And I'm going to cook this on medium heat for about 10 minutes until it starts to get thick. And you pretty much have to whisk the whole time. And you want it to get to that pudding texture or so. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. All right, we've been stirring this now for about 10 minutes over medium heat, and we're getting to a real good pudding consistency, nice and smooth. I'm going to take it off the heat. And the next thing we need to do is take some vanilla and put that in there. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Put that in there. Get that all mixed in. So this is basically making a vanilla pudding, and then we're going to put bananas in it to get that really good banana flavor. And what I found with this is the longer you keep it in the fridge, the stronger that banana flavor gets. You can serve it hot if you wanted to, but I really like that strong banana flavor, so the longer you keep it in the fridge, the better. All right, so I'm going to get the bananas chopped up, and we'll add that, and then we'll get ready to dish it. So what I have here is I believe it's a 3-quart or 4-quart Le Creuset dish. If you're just doing a single batch, you're going to need a 1.5 quart dish to do this. First thing I'm going to do is just take a layer of pudding and put it in the bottom of this and spread it out evenly. It doesn't have to be super thick or anything. Just get a nice layer in there. Next thing I'm going to do is take some of these vanilla wafers and make a layer of vanilla wafers across the whole bottom of this. And this is going to give the pudding some body. These things will absorb the pudding and break down, and it just gives the pudding some body and adds a little bit of flavor. I'm going to work on this just for a couple minutes and we'll get back to you. What I have now is I took 8 bananas and I cut them about the same thickness as a vanilla wafer. If you're doing a single batch, you only need 4 bananas. And you can see I layered all the vanilla wafers on top of the pudding there. So I'm going to take the pudding we made and I'm going to mix this in with the bananas. So there's bananas throughout. Ooh, I want to make sure I get every drop in there because that stuff is so good. It's just really, really good pudding. If you just want vanilla pudding, you don't even need the bananas. Just make good vanilla pudding. It's really good. Okay, now I'm going to mix that up a little bit. Get the bananas mixed in there. Oh man, that looks good. And now I'm gonna dump this on top of the vanilla wafers that are in there. And then smooth that all out. Ooh, boy, does that look good. All right. Okay, and that's all we're gonna need to do for that. And then the next thing we're gonna do is make the meringue that we're gonna put on top of this and bake the meringue. So we'll see you in a few. Now we're gonna make the meringue for our pudding. So we're gonna take those egg whites that we separated out earlier, put them in the mixer, and I'm gonna add just a pinch of salt and get these going here. And you're gonna have to whip these on high speed for several minutes. And as it's going, I'm slowly gonna add in a half a cup of sugar. And I'm going to whip these at high speed until they get stiff peaks on them. It's gonna take several minutes, so I'll see you in a few. All right, we got our meringue whipped. Like I said, that takes several minutes. And a good way to tell when it's done is when you get done, you should be able to have stiff peaks standing up like that. That's what we're looking for there. Okay, now let's go ahead and get this on our pudding. We're gonna put this on top of the pudding. That's my oven beeping at me, telling me that it is ready to go at 425. So preheat your oven to 425. Get this all spread out on there. I'm gonna just spread it out evenly, and then I'm gonna make some little peaks and stuff on it to brown. So we'll get this on here. Ooh, that meringue looks good. Nice and fluffy. Put a little bit on there. Okay, and now you can just kind of take your spatula and make some peaks like so. And that'll just give us a little brownness. Okay, now I'm gonna put this in the oven at 425 for 5 minutes, or just until the peaks of the meringue start to get brown. So we'll go ahead and stick that in there. 5 minutes until we have wonderful deliciousness. I'll see you in 5. One of the advantages of being the chef, I don't hate myself right now. That's delicious. It's been a little less than 5 minutes and it looks like our meringue's done, so I'm gonna pull this out. Oh boy. Holy Toledo. Look at that. That looks fantastic. That looks so good. Now I'm gonna just let this sit on the stove probably for an hour, hour and a half to cool down. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge, and I wanna get it nice and chilled before we have it tonight and do the taste test. I'll see you in a few hours. Welcome back. We've had the pudding chilling in the refrigerator for several hours. I'm just so anxious to dig into this. It just looks fantastic. It just is a real showstopper. I'm just gonna dig straight down in here and try and get a little bit of everything. Oh, that meringue is so nice. Oh, look at that. That looks so good. Try to get all the way down to the bottom. It looks really, really good. Take a little bit of everything here. Wow. That is so good. I mean, it's just so smooth. So tasty. The bananas in there are fantastic. The vanilla wafers end up absorbing a lot of the moisture, and they just kind of add body to the pudding. They don't stay hard. So it adds body to the pudding. So, so good. It's a real showstopper for your barbecues. Make sure you remember that I did a double batch here. So if you just want to do a single batch, cut everything in half. Tell your friends about us. Give us a like and a subscribe. Until we do another video, watch me work, baby. Watch me work.